Welcome to the On Topic podcast. We are back once again with another beautiful episode. Just before we start, and John's here, don't forget.
Hello.
Never forget. John is here. Just before we start, please, on whatever app you listen to us, give us a rating, whether it's a star system or a thumb up or iTunes review. It really helps. It shouldn't help, but it does. It's the way the podcast world works.
Yeah. If you could write a few words like Coppola, stunning.
A podcast that I
guys.
listened to asked their people on Monday, and by Wednesday they'd gone up 25 places in the charts, and they hadn't had any extra listeners than normal or anything like that. The chart takes into account reviews and ratings, and so it's very, very silly. But please, our little Christmas present to us, or I don't know when this will go out, but wait, anyway, a late Christmas present or an early Christmas present, give us a rating. Yeah, give us a rating.
Well, what is the show? What do we do on the show? Because did you say that? You haven't said that yet.
Yeah. It's the weekly show where we take a sideways look at a specific topic, and it's a different topic each time.
Not the chocolate bar.
And if anyone knows of another podcast that does this, let us know.
I've heard of not. I didn't listen to obviously shit, and I'm on the best one. So what's the point?
Yeah, if anyone knows of one, though, drop us a line, join a Facebook group or something like that. I'm doing a bit of business at the beginning here.
Yeah,
but that's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if we do it at the end, people might have zoned out.
Well, I nearly joined in, and I thought we've got to really get on with the classic comedy, really.
Okay,
I was going to say, join the Facebook group.
Yeah, facebook.com.
Yeah.
/ It's funny that we say that because it's doubly funny because everyone knows the web address, but people don't use it as a website. No, it's not an app, isn't it?
Yeah, it's doubly funny. And the other thing is, because we're a couple of twats, we've been doing that joke for about 5 years.
Yeah, and the rest
on other stuff.
Just search into Facebook the On Topic podcast, then go to groups. We'll be right there.
That's it. We are talking
about you tell
today.
Tell them now.
About
I won't say anything.
About supermarkets is what we're doing.
Supermarkets. Yeah, I am mixed feelings about supermarkets. Might get a bit political later.
Really?
Not in a John Dyson way, but
John
whatever.
Dyson, different guy.
Jay Dyson.
Yeah, Mr.
Dyson to him.
Mr. Dyson.
To his slaves.
Well, yes. So we will be talking about supermarkets.
You ever been to one?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Me too.
They've changed a lot over the years, haven't they? I was trying to think of. I heard of something the other day. Well, I don't know if you're one of them, but so I'm going to check with you. We were in the 80s, 90s kind of time of the era of the world. We were what I found out is called an ingredient house.
Oh,
right. And what that means is there was no final product in the kitchen.
Wow.
So you can't go through and get like.
Where was this at your house?
Yeah. So you couldn't
in the past.
Yeah. So you couldn't get
as
like
a kid.
Yeah. So you couldn't go and get like a.
I thought you said your mum couldn't cook.
No, my mum. I didn't live with my mum. I haven't lived with my mum since I was 8.
Oh. So your dad can cook?
My dad can cook, and my stepmom can frighten food.
Right.
Into submission.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
But what I mean is, so there's no like. So in an ingredient house, kids generally make up snacks. That was the real point, right?
Right.
And somebody had made a video where they listed all their favourite childhood snacks, and I thought, I'm not watching this. I'd be shit. And then they said from an ingredient house, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And they were like, ice cream wafers, number 5. And I was like, now I'm in. Now I know what you're talking about.
Right.
I know, like snaffling ice cream wafers. They had got like spoonful of mayonnaise on a mushroom. That's what I would have probably eaten. One of my favourites was a tablespoon of golden syrup on a slice of white bread folded over. Eat that bad boy.
Yeah, you can do. There's loads of those you can do. Ketchup sandwich.
Yeah, well, let somebody else mention that.
Salad cream sandwich.
Handfuls of dry cereals, other people's. Chocolate chips.
Yeah, if you don't have crisps, handful of cereal.
Chocolate chips out of the cake ingredient thing. Just sit there, quick handful of chocolate. You had to weigh it up as well.
Why didn't you have a multi-bag of crisps available?
just because they'd be gone. Because there was like there's 5 kids in our house, so they'd just be gone. There were things that just didn't happen. But that's fine. It's okay. It's just cool. It's just an ingredient house, so there's no final product. We used to have things like
That's crazy. We had a biscuit barrel, chocolate tin,
chocolate tin.
crisp cupboard.
You sound like a really shit estate agent, like just walking in. Have a look here, biscuit tin.
Space for about 4 dead owls.
Cream cracker dungeon. Crisp cupboard. That's weird names for stuff. Yeah, that's what when we started talking about supermarkets, it reminds you of being an ingredient house. Did you go with your mum? And I was
Sometimes.
I was sitting the old sit backwards in the trolley thing. They used to slot you in the back of the trolley with your legs sticking out the back. That was
Yeah, there's a weight limit on those.
yeah. After 15, my mum went no more.
Yeah,
Can't
no,
do
it's
it.
really low weight limit. So my kids have never enjoyed walking.
No, I was one of those.
And even around a supermarket, technically you are walking.
Yes.
But the cut-off point for those seats on trolleys is about 15 kilograms.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so
That's
it's
mad. Our
yeah,
dog
so
used
like
to weigh nearly that.
after the age of 3, basically, you're supposed to be walking around the supermarket.
Oh fucking hell! I
But
didn't know that.
yeah, so
Have you ever had to go
I
on one
just
of
started
those?
putting them in the main bit and just building the shopping
Yeah.
around them.
Have you done that? Because I don't know which supermarket it is, used to have one of those cars underneath the trolley.
Oh yeah.
Those plastic cars. I don't know who makes them, but whatever. But that you could sit your child in there and then wheel. I don't know how exciting that is. That looked quite good.
I remember those, and I don't remember which supermarket it was, but they stopped them because they stuck out too far. So the car and the child
Hmm.
would exit the aisle before the driver of the trolley had visual of who was coming out.
Okay, so there could
If
be
you
an
see what I mean,
instant.
a huge blind spot because they were too long.
They
You
call
know,
that a
you don't drive a lorry from the back, do you?
T-bone.
Yeah. So you'd literally be just smashing into everyone.
Why don't you just say to the kid, just honk if you see anybody, honk.
Uh, well, yeah, but they're busy in their little make-believe world, aren't they?
I know that looks really good fun. I never, obviously, way too
The
old
other
for that.
thing, which is even cooler, and this I really like, and I don't know how people without kids feel about it, but I don't care.
Stop taking your kids to the
When there's an
fucking
option,
supermarket.
I think it's Aldi or Lidl do it as a mainly the option of a little trolley, the miniature trolley for the child to push.
I don't. That's not that in the annoying things about dickheads bringing their kids to supermarkets. That's not in it.
You don't have a choice though. You're not.
No,
It's
you
not a
do.
day out.
No. If mum and dad are there and there's 3 kids, one of you could have stayed the fuck at home with the 3
Yeah.
kids.
No, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, no. But it does happen,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
no, it doesn't happen with us.
I've seen mum, dad, 5 kids. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, in the world, because you not agree on what you were going to do, and you thought, I know, the fucking pet shop's closed. Let's go to the supermarket and annoy the shit
Yeah,
out
I
of
don't
everybody.
know. I get what you're saying. I don't know. It depends if they're capable of getting
I
the
like
thing.
that.
If your wife is capable of getting the things you've said,
Oh, well, it's definitely the other way around.
or vice versa, But either way, sometimes even your partner needs needs a helper.
It's a time scale thing. My wife can get in there, focus on the things she's getting, and then leave. And in the times when I've gone in and she's waited outside, so you've got a dog or something like that. I just like I'm in the nether zone because when I come back in, open the door, she's just got a face on, and I go, "You all right?" And she goes, "Oh my fucking god, that took how long? 35 minutes. What have you got? Eggs." It's like, oops.
Why? What did she need you back for?
Oh, nothing. Just it's annoying sitting in the car.
Oh, she was sat in the car. Oh, that's a classic. My mum was brilliant for that.
It's just go in and disappear.
She would, yeah, she would go. I didn't want to go in, so I'll sit in the car.
Mm.
She would go in. Hours would pass. People would go in after her, come out with 2 trolleys full of shopping. She'll ponce back out 20 minutes after those people, just with a bag, just one bag. What have you been doing? One time, I was so bored, I let the
wiping her
handbrake
lip.
off in the car,
I've done that.
and it
Just
rolled down into another car.
we used to do this really stupid thing when I was a kid. My dad, do you remember those little cars that used to be in the newsagent's window, like piano lessons and all that stuff?
Yep.
My dad used to smoke cigars not in the house, and sometimes we were driving along. That's important. We're driving along, pull up so he could read the cards in the window of the local newsagent,
Right.
and he would
What
have
was
a
he looking
cigar.
for?
I know. No,
A
I've
piano
never.
teacher.
I don't know, but he would read because there was a lot of cards. Nowadays, you see about 8, but there was like 20 or 40
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. Anyway, while he was doing
That
that,
was the LinkedIn of its day.
yeah, me and my brother took the handbrake off, moved the car about 20 meters down the road, put the handbrake back on. I stayed there. We did it about 10 times. He never noticed.
That's a happy story, though. Mine ended up in a collision.
Yeah, but it was always on the side of the road, so it's fine. We used to wheel it down, and then Dad would kind of get back in, and then off we go again. Like, you are really weird. You don't notice a car that's moved 20 meters down the road.
Yeah. He sounds like one of those people that gets in a zone.
Yeah, definitely. Supermarkets. What was the thing I was going to say? Oh, that's a good one actually. Did
No, I want to know what supermarket you go to. What's
that?
your... Everyone has their
Yeah,
supermarket.
it's true. It's true.
What's
And mine
your supermarket?
is Sainsbury's.
Is it? And
Mm.
is that just because of geographic reasons?
No, it's further away than the others.
Oh, wow.
But we get it
Wow.
home delivered. We don't go there.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
No, that's what I thought. When we were talking about this, I thought there can't be nowadays. That has to just be the way it is. If given the choice, it's Sainsbury's because it's for.
I'm surprised as a keen chef. You're happy with someone else picking your ingredients?
That depends. No. It depends. So the meat sometimes
Because they
isn't
give
from
you the
them.
rubbish ones.
Yeah. I agree. The vegetables are terrible, but things you go through a lot of, I get so onions and whatever because you always if you get one onion, they'll open a jar of pickled onions, take one out,
Yeah, paint it
rewrap
brown.
their skin on it, and throw it in the
Which
back
seems
of the
like a lot of
pan.
effort when they could just give you a fucking onion.
Yeah, they do that. They run over a carrot and go, "You'll have that one." So
Or they
things you
find
go
a
through,
plum that's been out of date for 3 years.
things that have been things that use a lot of like onions or whatever, then I just pick it up. It's local and meat. If it's something that like a joint of beef or some ribs or something, I'll just go to the butcher. It's only about 100 meters. Or...
Yeah, okay. So you work within your thing. Sainsbury's, that's one of the posher ones.
Yeah, well, there's a lot.
Cost a pretty penny in there.
I think it's upper middle, like of the range.
It is upper middle, that's correct.
No, I think it's upper. I think it's upper of the in a row. You would if you put Tesco's and Sainsbury's, I'd say the clientele are slightly better in Sainsbury's.
They are definitely.
Asda is as rough as shit.
Hold on. Right. So Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
Are you doing the old nectar points?
Yeah, my wife collects those. Yeah.
I've recently got into nectar points when because I realised my local petrol station is Esso and they take nectar.
Yeah, it's a whole separate entity now. It used to be owned by BP because they used to work for them. So.
And so I've been also going to Sainsbury's instead, so I can do this nectar thing. I think I'm going to knock it on the head though. I've done about £1,000, and it says I've got about £3 of nectar points.
It's your double points days and your triple points things. They're the real.
No, well they can get in the sea. I'm not spending £1,000 just to get the £3 back.
But like once a year, you can buy a Hoover. Like if you wanted to, you can buy like a brand new Hoover. So it kind of that's. What
my plan was to just once every now and again get like a free tank of petrol.
I don't know if you can spend them on fuel. I have no idea.
Well, if you can get points for the fuel, you'd have thought.
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can get it. I think you can get fuel. You can spend them in Sainsbury's, Argos, Homebase, etc.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not arsed now.
I don't collect points.
It's going out of my way to go to Sainsbury's to get nectar points.
Because I used to work in retail, I get the thing. People are selling themselves far too short. Basically you're mindlessly filling in questionnaire like constantly, and they're selling the data. That they don't. It doesn't cost them anything. They sell. No,
it's just Swiss, really.
Yeah,
the worst one's the Morrison's one. Morrison's points, whatever they call it. You got your Morrison's card. You got a life. Get on with it.
See, I think Tesco's, they're really clever
All right.
because
Well,
now
I tell you what,
they,
this is geographic because I don't go to Tesco's, won't go to Tesco's, simply because there isn't a substantial one near me.
oh, okay.
Within 10 miles, 12 miles, there's not one of a decent size. There's a medium-y, smally one, which is pointless.
They've got you under a
And they're the biggest. They're the biggest.
yeah.
They're the biggest in the nation, but yet they have a massive blind spot in my area for some reason.
They have this is their way. This is clever. They now on some products have the price and
I can't stand that.
the club card price.
I can't stand that.
But sometimes it's like half the price.
Yep.
And this is me. I hate club cards. I'm going to find my wife. Give me that. I'm not paying £4. I'm going to pay £2
Yeah,
with
but
this
where do
fucking
they
thing.
get off?
At least they're
It's
giving you something for the money.
doubly bad
for it.
because there's a convenience one near us, petrol station one.
Right.
And yeah, you see the prices twice. It's like, oh my
Could you imagine if they
God.
said that to you? Unleaded, 45p a litre. Without your club card, £2.50, mate.
Yeah, I'm paying for everyone else's.
I really like it. This is
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
talking.
So Sainsbury's is your thing. Will you ever? Do you ever pop in? Do you get your
Tesco's.
bits from anywhere?
Well, they're probably everything actually. So we do go into because there's quite a big Tesco's down the road, and for a treat, though I think they've become not what they were. There are some items, Marks and Spencers. I think I'm gonna have a bit of a treat, and they do things like. Sorry, to laugh. They do things like bucket of flapjacks.
Right.
You're in trouble. There's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
bucket of Rocky Road, and they're like 2 for £7. If we were going to sit in for the evening, we might a bucket. That's what you need, a bucket of snack, and then have some snacks. By the way, for anybody not understanding, the buckets are not bucket size. They are
They're
like
not miles off. It's like a tin of paint.
yeah, about a tin of paint. I'll give you that. A tin of paint. But
Yeah.
they're delicious. That's the problem. And they do things like honey roasted cashew nuts, which theirs are brilliant.
They do some lovely stuff, Marks and Spencers.
I
We
think
get
they're
our
ready
Sunday
built to
tea
gas.
often from Marks and Spencers.
Oh, what do you get?
Like things like steak lasagna and
Okay.
straight to oven type
Yeah,
Sunday.
your gastropub range.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I don't love Marks and Spencers because
No, either.
they're sort of hypocrites, and they're kind of like selling this false dream a bit, like all this stuff about how sustainable it is and we're saving the whales, and like they still have plastic buckets of flapjacks.
Yes.
They haven't really like drilled down into how they can be more worldwide sustainable.
I quite like
It's kind of they're kind of hypocrites of all that shit.
I like how many times they've openly failed, admitted they failed, and nobody does anything about it's fine. They've tried the Marks and Spencer's clothes range about 15 million times, and they go, yeah, it don't work. Not many people want beige trousers with an elastic waistband, which is odd. We're giving that up again, and then like 2 years later, we're back with the Marks and Spencer's beige suit range.
Well, I don't know. I'm sort of
Meant to
coming
do
as I'm getting older and fatter. I'm coming around to Marks and Spencer's clothing.
they were do very good pants, but I've not.
The food's nice but pricey, and I hate the way they ram down all this ethical stuff down your throat.
Fair dues.
Because it literally they contradict themselves within one aisle. They'll have a huge poster about tuna fishing, that something, blah.
Yeah.
You get to the end of the aisle, there's some fucking cheap skipjack's tin tuna. It's like,
would you agree with? I think Marks and Spencers is for people who think they're posh. Your Volvo drivers, your conservatory people, and Waitrose is for people who are actually. Because the
possibly
thing with Waitrose
is
the lack of choice, which you don't notice when you're doing it. So if you say, I'm going to go and
yeah,
buy...
but the Marks and Spencer's ones aren't big, are they?
No.
You
But
can't
it's
do
not
your
that.
full shop there.
In a range, no, but I mean, even if it's the big Marks and Spencers, in a range, they'll only have one item. So if you want to go a bag of flour, there's not 4 choices, there's 1. And you don't notice at Waitrose, you haven't got a bucket of clams. You've got your stuff. You get there, you get to the checkout, and you just think, well, actually, it's Waitrose, but I think I've been quite reasonable. I haven't really gone mad or whatever. You can tell it's madness because Waitrose members get a coffee as they walk around in case they want. That's who cares about that. You go into the checkout and you think probably
I didn't
15
know
quid.
that.
Yeah, if you remember, you get free coffee.
Oh, if you remember, bloody another card, isn't it?
You think about, I don't know, I probably spent about 15 quid, and they put all the stuff through, and they go, "Is that everything today?" You go, "Yeah." It's £48. Is it? Is it
Yeah.
£48?
Yeah.
Is it really? There's nothing there. You are fucking mad.
Yeah, Waitrose is dear.
Really insane, and it really adds up fast.
I wonder if, yeah, well, which
Did you
brings me
use?
back to my supermarket.
Okay, I thought you were gonna. I thought you were Asda. I thought that's
No,
what.
Asda's is miles away.
Oh, you're not Lidl's or the other one, are you?
No, Morrison's.
Oh, okay. That was
It,
one I
which,
forgot for the big
the
ones.
realization was that it is our closest one. It's big. It's now British owned again, which I quite like. I know that sounds a bit Daily Mail, but I'm not a huge fan of this idea that Lidl and Aldi, the money ultimately just ends up in Germany.
I just don't like the food in them. But yeah, fair enough.
I don't know,
Morrison's
because I still feel like we should be more sustainable as a country, money wise.
Do you have in your head like when you said Morrison's, I instantly thought good fruit and veg, meat's not up to much. Like that was where I went.
We
Like I,
don't get our meat from there.
like I would go Asda. If you said Asda, I'd like all the pickled onions that they couldn't throw in people's shopping at the Sainsbury's home delivery. They give them all to Asda because the Asda fruit and veg is like somebody swept up after a Sunday market and went, we could probably sell it.
Yeah.
If we stack it high enough, they'll buy it.
Yeah, we used to go out of our way to go to like the other supermarkets, but we sort of came to the realization that Morrison's is no worse than Asda.
No, it's fine.
They're
I
about the
put it
same, about
above.
as bad as each other. Yeah, I'd say
I'd put it.
possibly
I'd put it
better.
slightly above. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would go my like mid-range supermarkets. I would probably go in what I like. I'd go Sainsbury's, Tesco. Tesco and Morrison's are probably about the same actually.
Yeah.
And then Asda at the bottom, mainly for the clientele.
It's mainly convenience, and if we want anything where we care about the quality, we don't get it from there anyway.
I like the fact
like
we
the
were
meat
like
and stuff.
we were thinking about this earlier, going, I don't know if there's enough content, and two middle-aged men have farted on about them through a supermarket.
Yeah, we haven't got any
20
to any of the classic gold stuff. Yeah, hold on, peeps.
Right, I was just going to say, did you ever do that? Because my dad very seldom very seldom went shopping. Maybe once every 2 months, he would be the chief shopper, and he never went on his own because he didn't want to. So he'd always grab one of us to go with him, and then read from the list of he'd go like cereal or whatever, and he'd go and get it and put it in the trunk. But
my dad hadn't been to one until he got a divorce.
news.
I'm not even joking. He'd never stepped foot in one until he got divorced.
My stepdad hadn't used a bank card until 2008. I'm not joking. My mum had to go to hospital, and he took me to the super. We went to the cash point. He said to me, we were in somewhere, and I went, I haven't got any money on me, and he went, I haven't got any money on me either. So I said, okay, is there a cash point around here? And he went, yeah. He said, I've just learned how to use one of these, and we went to the cash point, and I'm shit, I can't remember what exactly we said. He put the card in. He said, because your mother was in hospital. So he put the card in. The thing came up, please enter PIN. And he went 4562 out loud. I think it was the best security in the world because anybody who was looking at it shifty would go, there's no way that's his PIN. No one would say
Clever,
out
yeah,
loud.
clever, double bluff.
Yeah, he did it out loud. He's
I
well chuffed when the money
sometimes
came
say
out.
mine out loud.
Really?
Yeah, just for fun.
I tell you what you can do sometimes. If you're in, I did this to my wife once. She just wondered if it'd work. She went, boop, 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 boop. And I went, that's well weird. She went, what? And I went, we got the same number. How'd you know? I soon hear it from the
From the
tone.
boops.
She went, really? I went, no.
No, if I'm doing it, I'll do like 11. I'll score 11 and then 69 and turn around and like wink.
I'd be too afraid of actually punching it in. And what I was going to say, my dad.
Is that true that you can put it in reverse?
No.
And it alerts the authorities?
There's certain ones where you can press something. Like it depends on the bank and then whatever else.
I think it's true. I think that's widely built into technology now that if you put your pin in backwards, it alerts the authorities.
I thought if you press a button and it will take the card away and not give you anything on purpose,
Oh, yeah, so you get stabbed to death. Brilliant. It's got my card. Well, unfortunately, we'll have to take your soul then.
Oh, you could just make sure.
Wait. Oh, yes, you're off to hospital. You've used your bank card. Oh, no, your dad was going to the supermarket.
That's why I
We're
get
not as good
free.
as Billy Connolly at this, are we?
You get 300 quid. You could just stand there. You want to do it when there's a teenager behind you, like in the queue, and just look scared because there's a camera. Look scared when you type your pin in, and then go like, do that
They'd spot
at
that
them.
straight away.
No. But then on Monday, go in and go, yeah, did I withdrew 500 quid? Fight it wasn't me. It was the guy behind me. Have you got the video footage? There's you giving it eyes. It's him. There was a lad in front of me once in the bank, and he was reporting that his card had been stolen and it had been used without his knowledge. And they went, "Okay, no problem." I didn't always do this in front of everybody, and they went, 70. Just go through the transactions just to make sure. They went 7 o'clock, £80 removed from this bank shit. He went, "No, that wasn't me." And she went, "Okay. Pizza Express here, 9 o'clock. That was me." Oh dear. I think there could be a problem. I think we could find your card if we took you upside down and shook you. Anyway, if you went shopping with my dad, the game was afoot. So my dad would have no knowledge of what was in the kitchen. He would just have the list that his wife had written.
Yep.
So he would say things to you. And so the game was to get things in the trolley that would never be in the trolley. So he would say cereal. And I remember
I do that. Put condoms in someone else's trolley.
No,
I do that.
he would say cereal, and then you would just pick up like I remember a particular case where I picked up a box of Start. Do you remember Start? Kellogg's Start cereal.
Yep.
We'd never have bought that. It's sugary, but it's too expensive. Blah, blah, blah. But the key was to be really good at acting. You just pick it up nonchalantly, put it in the trolley, and my dad went, "Do you have that one?" What, Start? All the time. I'm almost sick of it. Really? I've only ever seen cornflakes. Nope. Well, we've been having Start for ages, and you just anything like that, Start, kick off. And then my dad would get it in the neck, whatever it was, when he got back. My stepmother would be going, "Why is there Kit Kats in the shop in Les? That's what we have, isn't it? There has never been Kit Kats in this house. Why are there Kit Kats? It says snack bars. There's going to be that." I was going to say, well, we did have those actually, so it was a snack, but they're probably counted. Yeah, the key was to trick my dad for as many things as humanly possible to get in the thing, and then he'd get bollocks for it. Then his wife would talk to him for the rest of the day, which is good. She was a cunt.
Right. What annoys you about supermarkets?
Oh, fuck off. This has got to be an hour.
Right. Here's what annoys me the most at the moment. The understaffing of the self-checkout area.
Very irritating.
It's like turkeys voting for Christmas, isn't it? These members of staff running around like maniacs, having to tend to 10 people that can't use the self-checkout. And
But
like they've agreed to this. This one person has agreed to this. I'm going to help replace all my colleagues by running around like a loony, and they're all flashing red, and no one's coming to sort it out. You can be there for ages.
We did talk about self-checkouts, didn't we? And when I said,
I know for a fact why they don't put more
license.
people on, because it doesn't take any intelligence to know it needs more than one person attending them. I think it's because they know mathematically if they have more than one member of staff, they would have been quicker on the tills.
How much
they will know how much they put through per hour on a till
Yeah.
versus one self-checkout till, and it will equate to one member of staff's work.
How many? There must be so many people who've worked out how to steal shopping from those. Right?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
They must be, because you've only got to put something of equal weight on the thing.
But Big Brother is watching, isn't it?
Yeah, but you would still lose those. Our local co-op, there was a, I don't know why, it must be something to do with economics or whatever, but most of the people who work there are older ladies. It's sort of 70 plus. And there's two there's two self-checkouts.
The Vatican.
There's two self-checkouts, and there's someone in front.
Plus. 50 plus with a tough paper round.
No, 70 plus. I'm not joking.
70 plus, John.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I would go in there and take a picture, but I'd be in trouble. No, they are 70 plus. There was a guy in front of me.
And what company is this?
Co-op.
Oh yeah, go on.
And then I went up and all his shopping was still on the screen. He hadn't paid for it. And I said, I went like that, pointed at it, and like pointing the woman behind me. She went, oh no, oh let me just, oh he's gone. That was as much as she put effort into it. She
Yeah.
came out, she went, oh let me clear that off. And she went, this happens all the time. I said, what? She said, oh, if you flash your card up, you tap and pay.
Mm,
You know, every 7 or so goes, it says no, insert your card.
yeah.
They'd tap it and fuck off. So it says like, please put your card in, but they haven't seen it or they know that it's not going to go through. They just tap it, pick up all their shit, and fuck off. They got all
Yeah.
and they know that Doris isn't running down the street after
The
it
thing is, though, how's that any different?
from.
It's just nicking.
Well, it isn't.
No, but I mean, I don't know if that's come in. I don't know if that has been exacerbated by self checkout. I think people are always nicking.
No. But you wouldn't go up to the checkout, put all your shopping through with a checkout person.
I
and then
know,
get
but
to
there'd
the end
be
and
other
just pick-
ways, wouldn't there? There'd be other ways. I once saw someone put a Cadbury's cream egg under their woolly hat.
I once saw a
He
bloke.
really nonchalant as well. He sniffed it first, lifted his hat, put it on.
How do you do yours? Well, nick it
Yeah.
under my hat. There was
I
a
think he put it
couple.
on his hat so it wouldn't be scanner level. It'd be
Oh,
above the scanner level, you see. So if there was a microchip inside it, wouldn't be clever, you see.
I saw a guy once in Tesco's, just looking like he was doing really happily doing some sort of supermarket sweep. He was in the spirits bit. It was like 2 bottles of Bell's, 2 bottles of vodka, 2 bottles of thing, and he filled up a basket. It was just a basket, and but he got like 15 bottles of spirits, and I was thinking, fucking hell, that's out of a weekend, but that's like 150 quid's worth of booze.
Yeah.
Then he got ready to check out. There was one checkout with, so 2 checkouts with nobody serving on them. So there was no queue. So there was just a gap kind of thing. Then he got a run up from down the aisle. So by the time he hit the door, he was at full pelt holding the basket and just ran straight out the door. And the security guard, who was just getting started from a standing start, just went, oh, wait there, and like ran. And then he went, oh, fuck it, just came back. That was it, done.
Oh dear.
I put my best effort in.
I tell you, if you want to be more sophisticated than that, what you need to do is need to work out what loose fruit or veg is the cheapest per weight,
And then put it through a start,
and
yeah.
I always pick that when you put in whatever you're actually weighing down. So say it's potatoes, maybe
Onions is pretty cheap. Carrots are cheap too.
carrots. So say it's carrots, but actually you're weighing your onions, you're weighing your carrot, you're weighing everything. But putting carrots, that might be one way. But that might have that might make it go orange at top for her to check. Or something.
I've got a confession to make because I don't feel any guilt about this at all. That I've done in every supermarket. I think, when you get to your ingredients, your fruit and veg, and the onion thing is out of onions. Like all the skins are still there, but they're out of onions. But they still have onion 3-packs.
Yeah.
I have no qualms at all with opening an onion 3-pack, taking 1 onion out, and
Do you know
paying
what?
for it
They
by
might
weight.
not. They might not mind either.
They do, because it's about triple the price in the 3 onions pack thing. But I don't care. That's ridiculous. And I'm not. And the other thing is, then that's environmentally friendly because I'm not taking your shit in plastic, because onions don't need to be in plastic. It's fucking insane. So yeah, and like a bag of apples. We're only 2 of us. We're not going to eat 15 apples before they go out off ever.
Well,
Never
no, just get a 4-pack of Pink Ladies.
Just get 1 anyway.
No, what annoys you?
Oh, well, yeah, that was it. That was what I was checking.
What? They're running out of.
No, this is really important. I feel that every supermarket should have products that never move, ever. Right? With the whole jig around for Christmas shit, jig everything around for Easter shit, summer, World Cup, whatever.
Well, they don't move the freezers.
No, okay, that's fine. There are key items that you will always need that they clearly move on purpose, so that you have to wander around like a bellend. But
Conspiracy.
This is just for me, because I'm what do they call it? Neurologically spicy, ADHD. It's incredibly confusing for me if you move the fucking eggs, right? But they move all the fucking time. But they should be painted on the fucking floor under the egg thing, fucking eggs, and they should do that with certain things, like because the milk always stays where it fucking is, obviously because it's in the bloody fridge. But your egg, your flour, whatever. What eggs are the most annoying? I can be wandering around like a fucking idiot for ages because it seems every time, oh, it's Easter. Okay, we need to put out the seasonal stuff. Yeah,
That's nothing compared to having to try and find the certain brand of Parmesan you've been told you have to get.
that is easy. It's with the cheese.
It's
the eggs
not
are
though.
mad.
The hard cheeses have got their own little. Sometimes the end aisle section.
I hate the conundrum of when you kind of like. Oh, I was trying to think of something that's quite good. Say you were looking for dried apricots, right? That
Yeah.
could be with the cooking ingredients, right? But it might
Wow.
not be because it might be with the snack stuff, right? Because of the healthy snack shit. That kind of thing drives me absolutely batshit because
Yeah, but that's tricky, isn't it? That is tricky too.
that is, but don't move the fucking eggs. I don't understand why you do that. It's really it's annoying as fuck.
I can't stand another thing that this might alienate me slightly, but I'm going to go for it. Retired people shopping at peak times.
We both agree with this. I got in trouble for this in an old show we used to do.
Then, if they've got a good
Rich
reason, fair play. But if in general, if you could just go when we're all at work, that'd be bloody marvelous.
Yeah, it goes everywhere. So if you're, I have got in trouble for this before, and the same person will probably not be happy when I do this again.
But if
Don't go
they've
in the
got a good reason, then cool.
Don't be in the post office at lunchtime. You
Yeah.
should be. There should be a bouncer who turfs you out because you have got nothing to do all day. Go and do it then. Don't shop on a Saturday, you mad old bastards. You've had a whole week off. You're not allowed in.
Yeah, that is not right in a way.
I like the idea that they might put a boot polish in their hair and draw on a dark moustache, and or like put a backwards baseball cap, walk in like, "You're all right, guys. What are we doing? Come on, Grandad, get your shit. Fuck off."
What shall we do in Big Shop? Yeah, is it? No. Get out, Mr. Gordon.
As
See you
well
on
loving
Monday.
Beyonce, though. Get out.
We're going to get Now 42 in the CD aisle, yeah?
Some cider. I'm going to hang out in the car park. Get
They
out.
do buy a lot of alcohol, don't they? Those
fucking
retired
loads.
people. Yeah, that's bit. They must have like a bit every night.
I like it with being behind somebody who's feigning not being alcoholic. You know, when they're just quite well to do and they've got 8 bottles of super strength cider and some Dutchy biscuits. You're like, oh, I think you get pissed and die. I've got
some weird facts.
Okay, yeah, go for the weird facts. I went
Right.
a different way, but
I'm
yes.
going to skim them a bit. I'm going to skim through a bit. Most baby carrots are cut down carrots that would otherwise be rejected from supermarkets being too ugly.
That's good.
I like this one. US as in United States. US eggs, not us eggs. US eggs would be illegal in British supermarkets because they are washed.
Yes.
British eggs are illegal in US supermarkets because they are unwashed.
I do know that, but that's also why they have.
Who's eating the shells?
No, it's because there's a protective layer on the outside which stops them being impregnated by anything else. We can keep our eggs out of the fridge. They have to keep theirs in the fridge. They're wrong, basically. But they have a problem with salmonella in the US.
Yeah,
that's why they're washed, because it comes from shit.
A supermarket chain in the Netherlands. How come you're not allowed to say Holland anymore?
No, it's fine. It's just that they call it that, so why would we? It's that thing that English people do.
Right. Okay. Cool. I'm easy.
Oh yeah. It's just we're twats. It's not called Holland, but it's fine. Okay. I would call it that as well. It's fine.
A supermarket chain in the Netherlands has a policy that if all queues have 4 people in them and not all checkout lanes are open yet, then you get your groceries for free. I mean, fair enough. I'd like to see that actually happen. I'm just giving because some of them are really dull. A Swedish supermarket chain has been airing a series of soap opera inspired commercials on national TV for 12 years. The story is about a group of people who work at the supermarket, and the show consists of over 360 episodes. In a way, that's quite cute.
No, it's not.
I wouldn't interest me, but I mean, it's better than just like people smacking their ass for like the Asda
When
advert.
people go, like now, say nowadays, like we used to have nothing to do, but if someone nowadays goes, "What's your favourite advert?" What are you on about? Nothing. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
want to
no, of
fucking
course.
see them. I don't give a shit. No advert.
Some of these are off the scale, man.
I've got some good ones.
In Europe, I like that. In
Yeah,
Europe,
all
in
encompassing
Europe,
in Europe.
over there in Europe, they have social supermarkets that allow the poor to buy discarded goods for normal supermarkets at very cheap prices.
That's such a weird. You can tell that's utter bollocks, can't you? From so we're saying from
It's a food
Amsterdam
bank where you've still got to pay.
Amsterdam to Barcelona, they've all got to do it. They go, I don't know, I definitely can do this because it seems like it's a bit of a load of shit. We're going to throw it out anyway. Where are we? Europe. Exactly. We're doing it. That's not a thing. I don't believe it.
Madness.
Is that
Okay.
that? Oh, I've got mine was just I found a really good thing. I was quite chuffed with it. It's called 10 Things to Know About British Supermarkets. This is for Americans thinking about coming to the UK. So
All
that's
right.
interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
Right.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Right, they're not brilliant. But number one, the UK's largest supermarket chain is Tesco. I don't know why it says that. Who cares? In the 90s, Prunella Scales from Faulty Towers starred in a popular TV spot for the chain with the slogan, "Every little helps." It says the others that are in the list, that's number two. The poshest supermarket chain is probably Waitrose. There's even a branch in Poundbury, the new town endorsed and built on land owned by Prince Charles. The Prince and Waitrose also partnered on an organic food range called Waitrose Duchy Organic. The Prince did not do that. That is not a thing. Who's now the king? He didn't pop in and go, "Do you want to do a bit of a deal?" It's called the Duchy. That's the company. You're a knob.
It's a coincidence.
What?
It's a coincidence then.
No. He owns they're a group of farmers and
Oh
distributors
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
bakers and
yeah.
stuff called
Oh
Duchy.
yeah.
But
So it was nothing to
he
do with him
owns
at all.
that,
Yeah,
but he didn't do
yeah,
it
yeah. Okay.
personally.
Right, right.
Um, The UK has really embraced the discount supermarket chains of Lidl and Aldi. There are around 800 stores in the country with a rapidly growing market share. Another supermarket chain, this is one of my favourite ones, is called Iceland. And that's number six, the fact, which has nothing to do with the Nordic country. In case you're there going, what the fuck? Americans going, we have to go to Iceland because they sell Icelandic food. So that'd be great. It has everything to do with frozen food, ice, land. Wisely, the chain has now retired its rather sexist advertising tagline, "That's why mums go to Iceland."
Oh, I didn't know they'd drop that.
It says be careful on a Sunday because if the store is larger than 280 meters square, they're only allowed to open for 6 hours.
That's right.
A popular British term for a convenience store is corner shop. They put it in speech marks, but you don't need to just be quotes. And this applies to the store, whether the store in question is located on a street corner or not.
Yes. 7-Eleven.
It adds this. There's even a British indie band called Corner Shop.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Well, yeah.
In the mid-90s, not now.
Yeah.
They've even quoted the thing. Oh, number 10. If you're a Londoner and who's simply too posh to shop in a supermarket, there's always Harrods Food Hall. I would have gained no fucking information from that shit list.
Yeah.
Americans.
What do you think about supermarkets having a bit of a... I'm sort of concerned that they're in a position now where it's just free money.
Yeah, well, I think we've got
Any of the major supermarkets is just free money. They're just printing money now. Like they've got such dominance of consumer habits that they all make a very generous profit, even the least successful ones.
Yeah, I was a bit.
And like they still like the whole food bank thing. They could do more with that and charity thing and their obligations. And we're always talking about windfall tax. And I know we're not talking the crazy oil billions windfall tax, but they still had a massive windfall through the pandemic. The supermarket sales were up 40% or something.
Isn't it amazing? Because don't forget, there's still the same
Don't you think they
people
should
eating the
do
same
more?
food.
Don't you think they should be regulated? There's no like independent regulator specifically for supermarket.
My I've got a weird. Mine's being falling down a political hole, but it kind of was initiated by the Blair's Labour government in '97, where they kind of almost dismissed all the monopoly rules,
Yeah,
and just went have at it, like, which
yeah,
is a really fucking stupid thing. Like locally, there's one bit where there's 3 Tesco's within 1 mile.
yeah,
So there's a massive Tesco's. They've got a Tesco's Express, and they've got the middle one, the Tesco's Fanny Market, whatever it's called. But within like that,
Metro.
Metro, that's the one. They should have, like, anyone in planning should have gone, well, that's not reasonable. You can't have 3. What do you need
Like,
3 for?
I'm not asked about this. Oh, the poor butchers and bakers and that independent little shops. I'm not too asked about that because
I think that's a
you can't
robbery.
change human consumer. You know, these things change. The internet ain't got happened. You know, it's everything. The way things happen, humans do things changes. I'm not too worried about that. And I think there's more emergently a place for those sort of niche bakeries and things anyway. But yeah, and I saw an article just a couple of weeks ago from a charity who said they're really concerned, or it should be looked at from above, that we've got a cost of living crisis, food prices are going up, but the supermarkets' profits are going up as well.
Yeah, it's true.
So that shouldn't correlate, should it? If they're going up naturally because they have to,
Mm.
they shouldn't also be making more profits. So again, I don't know. I feel like they could do a lot more of these
The
supermarkets.
other thing that's quite weird, because in America and in Europe, no, not really, in lots of countries in the world, they still have the base model that we had in the 80s and 90s. This is totally anybody who's sort of born after about 1995. Well, this will no, maybe not about 1993. Will maybe not know anything about this. This is totally true. This is mind blowing. In the 80s and 90s, we didn't buy alcohol in supermarkets. Boom!
Yeah,
In the 80s and 90s, we didn't buy milk in the supermarket.
no,
What the fuck? Everything was set out. So, like,
yeah,
they still do that when you're in India or Sri Lanka or America. They don't sell alcohol in the supermarket. You have to go to the off license. You have to go to the bottle shop, whatever the fuck, and buy the booze separately. Or you have to buy whatever. And we've gone, which as you say, I totally understand that for the convenience of life, all those things being under one roof, there's some sense to that.
yeah,
But we've also lost some, like, great stuff. I think if you took somebody who'd never been to a baker's in the 90s, like from now, picked
yeah,
them up and dropped them there, there was like 40 different types of cake in a baker
yeah.
round the corner. And, like, all the bread and all this shit, and I just think that was great, and we have lost all of that
It
to
was,
consumer
yeah,
bollocks.
it was. But that's I don't know. I don't know. I just
It is
like
weird. You're right.
I
If
saw a
people have
thing. I
got
saw a
less
thing that
money,
I saw a
how are
thing
they
at the
making more money
supermarket.
than ever? It is
Yeah,
impossible, is it?
exactly. Yeah, and I saw a thing that supermarkets throw away more than go to
Yeah.
food banks,
Well, we're going to
and
close.
they still charge you full whack, even if you're donating it to a food bank.
Yeah. Well,
So
that was the other.
they're
I've
making
seen.
twice on that.
I've seen a lot of people have said this on, like, confession things where they've gone. If they put the food bank too close to the other side of the checkout, a lot of people just wander around the supermarket, pick up a load of stuff, lean over, and just drop it into the food
Yeah,
bag. So that Tesco, Sainsbury's, etc. I don't actually know, but they're actually shoplifting from their own shop because, yeah, that's funny. I think that's perfectly valid as well.
and then
I'd like to see that in court.
like the little things that don't affect their bottom line don't get sorted out in supermarkets. Like they used to have, or they still do have, this little kennel thing where for the kennel you could chuck in like a can of
Dog
dog
food.
food or
Yeah.
whatever. It's always overflowing.
Yeah.
And it's like because they can't be on sorting that, they don't need to sort that, so they won't sort it. The
Mm.
bottle banks are overflowing because they're not asked. Because it's
Yeah.
not affect their bottom line.
I like it. We're going to be shut. The like the pandemic and Christmas have got something in common, which is if you don't even have to say it explicitly, but if you infer there is a reason to panic, people will seemingly buy
Yeah,
food just to throw it in the bin.
yeah,
So Christmas Day, is the only day for anybody in another country. Christmas Day in the UK is the only day a year that the supermarkets are closed. And people will shop on Christmas Eve like it's the end of the fucking
Oh
world.
yeah.
They will be there. There is no way, no family on the planet could eat the food they've bought.
Yeah.
And they're stumbling through fucking 2 trolleys stacked up a foot over the thing. Fuck, come on, Sheila, get it, fucking hell. And they go, and you're like, what are you doing? It's shut for 24 hours. Get a fucking
The
grip.
co-op will be open in less than that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
it's
walk
open
down
for
to
like
the co-op anyway. If you literally starve to death in the
yeah,
next 12 hours.
it's open for like 4 hours on Christmas Day because it's
Yeah.
under the square footage. But it is fucking nuts. And the other thing is, just while we're being moaned about stuff, I used to work every Christmas Day for 8 hours. I used to work from 7 till 3, which is the greatest get out ever because you don't have to deal with
Yeah, and double
Christmas crap.
time.
Oh, no more than that. You used to get quadruple time on Christmas Day from 7 till 3. So you've got to ignore all the shit that happens all morning, get back home, big fucking Christmas dinner. It was
Yeah.
banging. And I'd been
Yeah.
on quadruple pay.
Yeah.
And normally we used to do a thing where we met up with all of our friends on Christmas Eve and get utterly twatted. So I'd been asleep for about 4 hours. It's probably still a bit pissed.
Yeah.
Go to work. I used to get paid, about 150 quid for 8
Yeah,
hours.
we used to do that on Christmas Day, yeah.
It's funny, as you get older, you're like, I don't know anybody, so let's just sit home on my own.
Everything seems weighted in the supermarket's favour. Like, oh, we were all worried about bags, carrier bags. Oh,
we've done this, haven't we?
carrier bags. And then that's suddenly twisted over time. Says no one cares anymore, so we can charge a quid for a carrier bag and just keep the quid.
Yeah, it used to be like 5p. It's a nominal
I'm
sum.
not paying that. And
Just
that's
to
like, oh,
put
you
you
want a
off.
bag? Quid.
The bags they bring out now, and they go, and you go, can I have a bag? And they go, yeah, of course. And they go, boop, because they've done it before you even said it.
Yeah.
And before you know, you've got this double strapped woven. What the
Yeah.
fuck? No, I just wanted a. No, we don't do
Yeah.
those anymore. We only do these bag for a century. They're
Everyone stopped
frequently-
caring. They continue to make a profit on it. Everyone was talking about packaging waste. Everyone cared for a week. No one cares now. They didn't change anything. It's still everything's apples in bags with cardboard insert as well. Like,
Yeah,
fuck off.
it's fucking
It's apples. They're already built. Have a built-in layer of protection.
bananas in a bag. Don't need
They
that.
literally have their own wetsuit bananas.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. But we're trying to think of a way to pick up the end of the podcast so that we're not just moaning. I'm gonna look. Let's go. I'm going back to the old.
Oh, did I
I got
tell
one.
you? Did I tell you my hero moment on
Cadbury's.
hero moment on in a supermarket?
Cadbury's Heroes. No.
It was not very long ago, and a lady had gone in with her daughter from school, and they got like a basket of shopping.
You did do this. You paid for it.
Yeah, and I paid for it because she tried to do it on a phone and it went flat or something. Just to show, it's a problem with these phones. I crap this whole phone paying thing. Anyway, so daughter was mortified, so I paid for it, and I thought, that's good. I'm not going to tell anyone about this as well, which makes it doubly good.
Everyone who listens to the podcast.
No, at the no.
Oh, at the
no,
time.
I'll get to it. At the time, I'm not even going to tell my wife about this. This was just a good deed, and it's not a good deed if I tell anyone. Anyway, the next morning, this lady in question put a big post on the community group about it, and I was like, oh. So that's why people do good deeds. So people get named on this community thing, and they were literally trying to they were tagging people, and people were tagging in. This is because they named Rich. She asked me what my name, said Richard. So she put Richard in, and people were like putting on this thing. Oh, I bet this was Richard such and such. He's such a nice person. Oh no, I bet it was Richard. And someone went, yep. Someone claimed it. It's like, oh yeah, it's doing my bit. It's like, oh, you cheeky stuff. Anyway, I told her. I did end up telling her because she saw that post.
Do you know what I'd have really enjoyed if they'd have put a description? If she'd have said, "It was such a nice chap."
Bloody good looking.
He's about 5'7".
Lovely
hair,
5'9" and a quarter.
And a bit, and then people just kept guessing ugly people.
Yeah,
you'd have been scrolling through, going, "Fuck off."
I also thought I must have thought maybe that woman made that post and didn't continue following the thread, because otherwise you'd be like, no, it wasn't you, you weirdo.
What a weird thing to claim. I was going to say,
But that made to really spoil it though, because I thought at the time that's really cool in a way, because now it's probably good because no one ever going to know about this. But then, presumably, people are doing deeds like that to get the cred on
definitely. There was
these
even
community groups. But I didn't even sort of aware of that. I wasn't even.
I saw the
I didn't
opposite of
realize
this.
that'd be a thing.
I saw the opposite of this yesterday, right? And it really creased me up. This is totally true. Somebody dead on TikTok, someone deadpanned faced the camera, and they were holding a gift. It was like a crappy perfume set, and she went, "Christmas is a time that we all need to bring a lot of love into the world, you know, and it's all about forgiving and forgetting." Earlier in the year, when I was having quite a bad time, I was really racist to my neighbour. So I'm going to pop round now and apologise with this gift. And I'm like,
and I'm going to stream it live.
My comment was, I said, all the key with all decent people is they always film themselves being decent.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's because somebody else had tagged this video, and I thought I have to know what happened. So I clicked the next one. The next one's her crying, going, well, sometimes, people just can't move on. Yeah, because you're a fucking racist.
Oh,
and I
dear.
said, I commented, I save time and money every year by not being racist. I don't have to apologise.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck? Anyway, on the Facebook group this week, really quick, I was talking about supermarkets and snacks and stuff, and I was saying that some supermarket snacks are better than others. Are better than what they're supposed to be, being. Do you know what I mean? So I swear, the Co-op chocolate covered peanuts are better than M&Ms. I'm not taking it back. They're better. They're nicer. They're half the price. Delicious. I'd also swear Tesco Skips. You know the skip. If you don't know what a skip is, it's a prawn cocktail flavoured thing in the shape of, I don't know what it's supposed to be.
So what did other people say?
There was a few other people on there. Oh shit, can't remember.
Colin.
What did Colin say?
He said Tesco crisps are really good. So presumably means the own brand.
Own brand crisps, yeah. Yeah. Your grab bags, your snack attacks,
And then you said their knockoff skips are to die for.
They are knockoff skips to die for. Ian says Aldi mini shredded wheat better than the real ones.
Yeah. Well, I get Morrison's own gold tea bags.
Right. And they're good.
I think they're the same. I think they're produced in the same factory.
Yeah, that happens as well. David said Twin Peaks chocolate from Poundland, which is like knockoff Toblerone, is better than Toblerone. And Dave says Aldi fake quavers are awesome.
Yeah, if they're the ones I'm thinking of, the catch with those is like 8 in the whole bag.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's like 14 grams worth. Yeah, but it's 14 grams worth. Again, that's a packaging crisis.
Have you seen that? They're the thing that a lot of people agree with.
Someone should just put some cheese dust over your head when you buy a bag of those. Sprinkle you with them.
There are two types of crisp, which are at their peak, the cheaper they are. Like if they were like 1p, they'd be amazing. Chipsticks, salt and vinegar flavour, and 12s, like the 12 shaped salt and vinegar. Because I don't know why, but maybe the potato starch or whatever they're made from is more expensive than the salt and vinegar flavouring. So they will melt your face off. The cheaper they get, the more delicious they are. And there's a real peak of acid and salt that will kill you.
Yeah.
But it's delicious.
That W. Smith brand that they still keep going for, like chipsticks and stuff. Yes. It's fake, isn't it now?
Oh, is it really?
Bought out by one of the major ones. They kept it all looking like it's still old school.
I did think Golden Wonder owned it, or KP.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, Bobby's is still going though. Because they get burger bites from Bobby's.
Yes, I fed one of them to a swan once.
That's it. That's the end.
Bye, everyone.
Have a fantastic day, whatever that you do. Go and join the Facebook group. Go and follow us on Twitter and give us a review because you did say you were going to do it at the start and
Yeah,
never
you
done it
did
yet.
say and
So
you
do it
forgot.
now.
Yeah, that was lazy of you. Bye.